Okay, I got a little issue here. Try stepping in. Yeah. Just sliding into the bulkhead. Is that it? Yeah, that's cold. Nice job. I guess there's no sound today. Okay, so it's not a good start for the day because when I was driving, I took a phone call from my friend Ryan Messina. I missed the exit. I ended up almost in Queens where I'm missing this race right here. Getting changed in my dry suit. There was a little bit of water in my booty. That's not good. My foot is a little bit wet. That's what happens when I'm not paying attention. Try and plug in. I'm gonna put my life jacket on so I don't die. So I got a cockpit, a couple inches of water here. And the problem is, it's like I have a sponge. If it gets wet, my hands will get wet, my hands get colder. So now I have to carry this water with me. Can't get enough speed to drain it out of the drain plug. It's another frostbiting minutia that changes in the summer. Because in the summer, I could just use a sponge and just sponge this out. My hands are cold. If you like this information, please smash that like button. I really appreciate it. There you go. Oh my God. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Going against that. Oh, shoot. Lost my rudder. See that? Okay, good go. Now let's go back. Hey guys, this is Lee here on the last day of Sea Cliff Frostbiting here in Sea Cliff Yacht Club, Long Island, New York. It's a beautiful day. It's 52 degrees. This is the first time I'm sailing since I was in Florida. You could have seen some of my videos about a month ago. And Jim Kohler of the Dinghy Shop was nice enough to bring back my stuff. However, up here in New York, it was so wintry and a lot of times I couldn't be sailing. So I actually forgot my stuff. My sail, my blades, my main sheet, my life jacket, my boots, my spray top, all with Jim. When I was packing my stuff, I'm usually just grab my bag, grab my stuff and go. I forgot that I didn't break, the dolly broke, so I had to replace the dolly. I wasn't prepared coming here because I started getting my stuff and I'm like, oh no, Jim has my blades. So now I'm looking around for extra blades, and luckily I have this blade here with the PVC pipe that was made by Andrew Kinsey. This is actually a tiller put on its side. If you can take a look, it's actually thicker. But anyway, he double strapped it with some metal, and I don't think this has been sailed for probably 25, 30 years, but I put it on and it kind of like hits the deck. So that's something I'm not used to. And then I knew I had this blade here in my car, so luckily I had a dagger board. But I couldn't find my main sheet, so I got this little thing here. It's a 1/4 inch, and it's kind of acting as a main sheet. But all this is taking time. And then by the time I got here, I tried to put the spare dolly that I got together, and I put all the pieces together, and one part of the dolly was not matching the other part. So the male-female locking mechanism didn't work. So I had to like gorilla tape the two pieces together and then transfer my boat that I'm using here to the other dolly. But here's another wrinkle. It's like when I lifted the boat up, I heard a big swoosh. If there's any water in here. The swoosh of like 2 inches of water in the hull. So that's going to be a project of mine where I'm going to have to clean this out. But now I've decided I don't want to go out there with 2 inches of water in the hull. In the hull, so not the cockpit, the hull. So I drained that, and then I rigged my boat to go out. But then I missed making the main sheet on one of the blocks, so I had to undo that. The bottom line is, I took my time to go out here because it's not important to get out there fast and all of a sudden something on your boat's not working. During the winter, during cold weather, this is not a time to go out there where you don't know if your stuff is working. It's better to take your time and get out there while they're starting the last sequence here and make sure everything works, because if something doesn't work and trying to fix it on the water and it is 50 degrees out and the water is colder than that, you don't want to be hitting a pier all the way in the back here at Sea Cliff. So right now I got to get to the start line, got a minute away. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Stay tuned and check out these sailing tips to get off the shore in some tricky breeze in a cove. All right, Griffin's already lining up here. Okay, so she's sliding into the bulkhead. That's because she didn't put her centerboard down. Now she's in trouble because this is blowing her into the wind. This is going to be tough. Very, very tough. She might have to come, if she can tack and come this way, that'll be good. But her board is in, so she's going to drift towards the shore. When your board's not in, you always are going to drift to leeward, which is over here. So let's see what Mark is going to do. Mark is actually doing exactly what I said. He's going to be, see how you're being already pushed right to left? The wind's going right to left here. Now it's an easy reach out. He's going to jump in the boat, get his feet wet a little bit, and he's going to take his time, put his board down here. And then he just takes his time, he's luffing, and he's now, when he puts his centerboard in, now once your centerboard is in, he could trim and he'll go forward. And he left himself a lot of room to drift here. Good job, Mark. Let's see if he jumps in. Oh, he is going to jump in. There you go. So he's letting us sail off. That's important so you don't slide really fast. He gets his blades in the water so he can go. And then once your blades are in, then you can go. His rudder's still up a little bit. See how he's sliding to the left? Oh, auto tack. But he has full control of his boat. All right, there you go. Thanks, Griffin. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section down below. I read all the comments. Congratulations to Griffin Sisk, who sailed a brilliant season, and he came out on top with some really tough conditions and tough competition. All right, here's Griffin. Try stepping it. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Griffin Sisk, the champion of the Sea Cliff Winter Frostbiting Series here, 25-26, rescuing a boat while his boat is getting driven in. Good job, Griffin. Good job all year. You're sailing so fast. I want to make a special thanks to Doug and Mary Ellen Weffer from Sea Cliff Yacht Club, who's been running races almost every Sunday when the fall and winter come around for decades. When I first started sailing, I heard about this Frostbite Sailing community and I checked it out, and I've been sailing there for several years, and I've always found it really challenging. Mary Ellen, she is out there running the races on race committee, and it can get extremely cold and even extremely windy. And even if the conditions are very challenging, she is out there along with Doug, her husband, and they are pushing the sailors to get better and keep us safe. Is that it? No. No, I thought you said go home. No. And Doug is one of the best sailors that I know. He's out there sailing competitively, but at the same time, he's taken the middle and the bottom of the fleet and has risen them to a level where every Sunday it's really fun to see the bottom and the middle of fleets competing with the top of the fleets. And it's no easy task to sail at Seacliff Yacht Club in the winter. And it's not easy sailing there because the winds are all over the place. And Doug is out there helping sailors. He's giving them coaching tips while he's racing. A lot of times he debriefs the sailors and teaches them what was the theme of the day, what the wind was doing. Sometimes there's tactics and sometimes there's rules issues. And it's a pleasure and an honor to be able to sail with Doug for all these years. And I'm still learning and I'm still asking him questions. And he always has something new to say. And the way he delivers it is second to none. So thanks, Mary Ellen. Thanks, Doug, for all your years doing frostbiting at Seacliff, and good luck on your cruise around the world in the next several months. So on behalf of myself and for the rest of the Sunfish and Laser Frostbiters, we really appreciate it. Thanks, and good luck to you both. If you like this video, please check out this video right here. And I'll see you on the road. Is that it? No, I thought you said go home.